Okay, gotta make the video again because I forgot to get the stuff ready for the video. All right, so the as you know, the air conditioner is working now in the car. Got the air compressor working, and but it wasn't very cold. And the reason why is because the guy only emptied it and put some more in because the air compressor wouldn't kick on. He couldn't go any farther, so he was only able to go up to the bottom part, of it. I consider it like the bottom part where you have the oil and some Freon enough to kick it on. But he had no ground, so he wasn't able to put any in after the air compressor would be turned on. So what to do? Do I go back up there, have him finish it, and it'll be $195, although he did talk about charging me less, but originally that's what he told me. Or I try to figure out some way of doing it myself. And the air conditioner is the one thing on the cars that I just don't like to mess with because it makes me nervous. Freon and can they explode and all this kind of stuff. So after days of reading on this stuff, the subject of air conditioners, I decided to go ahead and do it myself. And so I bought this. This takes the guesswork out of it. You take the can, screw it in the bottom, then you take this part and pop it on the low side. And then when you turn on the light, see, it tells you to charge. It's low charge right here. Now, after you put some in, you hold this trigger for 15 seconds. Then when you let go, it will go through these again and tell you if it's a low charge or if it's charged up. Right here is proper charge, and then alert, like if something's wrong, like I forgot to turn on the car the first time, and so it alerted me. And then overcharge is the red. Anyway, this was 45 bucks and is awesome. So I ended up using it and got it all filled. But then I noticed the next day, or 2 days later, that it wasn't blowing out as cold air. So I'm thinking, oh man, I got a leak. I probably got a leak in the system. Kind of obvious if it was empty when I bought the car, right? So anyway, I need to be able to test the high and low side. So I decided to buy some gauges. Here's the gauges I bought. Now that other device would have been perfect actually if it had an actual valve. I mean, a meter on it, but it doesn't. That's the reason why it's supposed to be so easy, easy to use, and it is easy to use. But as far as testing the system, no. So anyway, I got that. The middle line is the line you connect the Freon, which is still attached. So then when you hook this up and all that, you can see exactly what the readings are supposed to be. And so anyway, I was able to get it fine. I got it great. But just in case I had a leak, I decided to buy the dye. And then I ended up buying the glasses and the pen. So tonight I'm going to check. I'll be checking for the next couple of days. At nighttime it shows up better, And then I also bought a temperature gauge that you take out and you put this in your vent and they'll tell you the temperature. So now I've got some equipment here to test things. And I think that's awesome because for the first time I'm able to do something that I didn't know really anything about, and I was just too nervous to mess with it. I've rebuilt engines, transmissions, but the air conditioner is one thing I just don't mess with. Now today I also changed the thermostat out on it and put a new one in, and I changed the antifreeze in the car. And the reason why is because the air conditioner was nice and cold now, but the heater seems to not be very hot. And so I tested Chelsea's car and tested mine on the air conditioner and the heater by sticking the thermometer in there and wrote down the readings and all that. And hers beats mine. It gets colder and it gets hotter in her car. And so definitely I'm jealous. But this car's kind of a bitch because it actually has individual heater. Let's say you're over here and you want it to be cold, but I'm going like, no, I'm hot, I'm too cold. I want to be hot. I can actually adjust the lever. It's separate. I don't like that, okay? Because a lot of people have problems with this system versus the kind that just puts it out evenly. If it's too hot, they turn the knob and we both get what we want. Well, we don't both get what we want. We both get warmer or cooler. But in this case, they decided to be, for whatever reason, you know, God, it kind of reminds me of a bus. Because I remember in the bus, they had these little things up there to put heat and air, and you're sitting right by somebody on the bus, and they had their own, and it would blow down, either, you know, cold or hot. So I don't know. I don't know why they did that. A lot of people have problems where the driver's side will be warm and it won't put out enough cold air, and the passenger side will put out lots of cold air. And that's what was happening, but it was because it was low on Freon. So now that I got that done, it's working great. But the heater, it's evenly not hot enough. So I got to figure out why that is. All right, so that's the update. I'm glad to have the equipment. And I also got a tester on the way. It was $169, and you plug it into the car, and it, you know, it tells you if there's any codes, like if you have a check engine light. And so I'm glad, and that's going to be coming within like 6 days. Bought it from Amazon, and so I'll make a video showing you that test equipment. It's awesome. All right, you guys have a good one. Take care, and God bless.